Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the XLOOKUP in Excel. So prior to the XLOOKUP, the most popular lookup function was the VLOOKUP. So I'm going to cover a VLOOKUP in this video as well, and then straight afterwards, I will show you the XLOOKUP, and then I'll go over the benefits of using the XLOOKUP over the VLOOKUP. So I've got a spreadsheet open here. I have data ranging from column A to column E. Then I also have data in column G and column H. And I have inserted a picture with a breakdown of the syntax for the VLOOKUP, which I'll go through step by step as I'm doing a VLOOKUP. And then I also have a picture for the XLOOKUP, which I'll also go through in detail. So I would like to find out what brand this particular product number is, and I'm going to use a VLOOKUP to tell me. So I'm going to select cell H2 and I'm going to type out equal V, and in the drop down menu I'm going to double click on VLOOKUP. So you'll see the syntax over here is broken down in the picture step by step. I've also color coded the steps to make it even easier to follow. So the first step, the lookup value. So basically, what must the VLOOKUP look for? So I've put a couple of examples there of what it could be. So it could be something like a part number or an employee number or a product number, or it could be a quarter number or a name or something like that. In this particular case, it is a product number, and that product number is located in cell H1. So I'm going to go and click on cell H1 and it will enter it into the formula there. I'm going to put a comma, and then it will highlight the second part there, the table array. So the table array basically means where must it find the information. So where must it find this product number? So I've put a couple of examples what that could be. It could be a table, it could be a cell range, or it could be a named range. In this particular example, it's going to be a cell range, and I'm going to highlight from B2 all the way to C23. So I am specifically highlighting that range there because with a VLOOKUP, my lookup value has to be in the leftmost column of my table array. So if you look at the third step, what is the column number within the range? So I put a note there, you must count from left to right. So I am looking for the brand. So my lookup value is in the leftmost column. So I'm going to start counting from where the lookup value is. So that is my first column. My second column, because I'm counting from left to right, my second column is my brand column. So I'm going to go back to the VLOOKUP and I'm going to say comma 2. And if you look at the fourth step, are you doing an exact or an approximate match? I am doing an exact match here. So I'm going to say comma, and then I'm going to double click on false. You'll see that false lines up with exact match. So I'm going to press enter. And there I have the brand for this product number. It is Ibanez. So there's an example of using a VLOOKUP to find information. So I'm going to use an XLOOKUP to find the region for this product number. So I'm just going to delete this picture quickly. And there I have a picture for an XLOOKUP, which explains the syntax in detail for you as well. So I would like to find out what region this product number falls under, and I'm going to use the XLOOKUP to tell me. So I've selected cell H3. I'm going to type out equal X, and in the drop-down menu, I'm going to double-click on XLOOKUP. So if you look at the breakdown of the syntax, the first step, it also has a lookup value. So once again, what must it look for? It could be a part number, an employee number, or a product number, or something like that. In this particular case, it is a product number, and it's located in cell H1. So I've clicked on H1, it drops it in the formula. So I'm going to put a comma there. So the second step, what is the lookup array? So where must it find the information? So I have to provide a data range. So in this particular case, my lookup array is going to be from B2 to B23. So basically go and look for that product number within that range over there. I'm going to put a comma in my formula. So the third step, what must it return? So once again, I have to provide a data range. So I am currently looking for region. So this is the first benefit of using an XLOOKUP over a VLOOKUP. With an XLOOKUP, I can search to the left of my lookup column. With a VLOOKUP, you can only search to the right. So in this case, my return array is going to be from A2 to A23. So you'll see that there are more steps in the syntax there, but these are optional steps. So I'm just going to press enter because I've got everything I need, and there I have the region which is north. So first benefit, I can search to the left of my lookup column. The second benefit, and I'm going to focus on the first part of the optional syntax. So if not found, as an example, if the XLOOKUP is looking for a product number that does not exist within this lookup array over here, I can have the XLOOKUP return a custom message of my choice, where with the VLOOKUP, it'll just return Excel's default error message. So I'm going to open up the XLOOKUP over here, and I'm going to modify the formula. I'm just going to click right at the back there behind the return array, and I'm going to put another comma there, and in quotation marks I'm going to type in there not found. This is if it's going to look for a product number that does not exist. I would like it to return not found. So I'm going to press enter. So because there is a product number that currently exists, it will return north. So I'm going to put in number 1000 in here as my product number, and you can see over here in column B there is a numerical sort on there from the smallest number to the largest number. So the product number 1000 is not in this table. It does not exist. So if I go and press enter, you'll see that the VLOOKUP returns the default Excel error message, where the XLOOKUP returns my custom message of not found. So that is the second benefit. I'm just going to change the product number back to 1067, and my VLOOKUP and my XLOOKUP will update. So the third benefit is the fact that I can have the XLOOKUP return more than one item for me at the same time. So in this particular case, I would like it to return the brand as well as the category for me. With a VLOOKUP, it will only return one item at a single time. So I'm going to select cell G6, and I'm going to type out equal X, and I'm going to double click XLOOKUP in the drop down menu. So again, what is the lookup value? The lookup value is this product number that is located inside of cell H1. So I'm going to click on it, and it'll drop it in the formula. So I'm going to put a comma there. So the second step, the lookup array, where must it find the information? Go and find this product number within this range here from B2 to B23. I'm going to put another comma there. So my return array, I'm looking for brand and category this time. So I'm going to highlight both of these columns now. With the previous example, I only highlighted one column. So I'm not going to use any of the optional syntax now. So if I go and press enter, it will return the brand as well as the category. So there's benefit number 3. Another benefit of using the XLOOKUP over the VLOOKUP is the fact that I can also manipulate my data range. As an example, if I wanted to insert or delete columns between my existing table arrays, then the VLOOKUP won't work anymore, where the XLOOKUP will still work fine. I'm just going to open up the VLOOKUP here. So you can see that the table array is highlighted there in red, and it actually highlights the columns in red here for you as well. So if I had to go and right click on column C and click on insert to insert a column between the two columns, you can see that the VLOOKUP does not work anymore. So just to delete that column again now, if I had to do the same thing for the XLOOKUP, you can see that it's focused on these two columns over here. So if I go and right click on column B and click insert, the XLOOKUP is unaffected. It will still work 100%. So there's another benefit. So let's look at the match and search mode options next. So I'm going to go to the XLOOKUP match and search sheet at the bottom. So I have data in this spreadsheet running from column A to column D. I've got more data over there in column F and G as well. And then I've inserted this picture over here, which breaks down the match type options as well as the search mode options that you have to choose from. So in this particular case, I am going to search for the first brand starting with the letter R within this column over here. And I'm going to use an XLOOKUP match mode over there. So you'll see that if you look at the options, the 0, so it will return an exact match. If nothing is found, it will return an NA. This is the default. And then you get the -1 It's also an exact match. If nothing's found, it will return the next smaller item. And then the 1 is the opposite. It's also an exact match. If none found, it will return the next larger item. And then if you look at the number 2, you can do a wildcard match. So this is where you can use a special character which can have a special meaning. So this is like a question mark or an asterisk or something like that. So I'm going to use a number 2 over here in the example. So I'm going to select cell G2 and I'm going to type out equal X, and I'm going to double click on XLOOKUP. So just to continue the formula, I'm going to use the function window over here. So I'm going to click on FX, and there it opens up the functions argument window, and there is a breakdown of the syntax, which is what you saw in the picture in the previous sheet that we worked on. So my lookup value, I'm going to type in there open quote R with an asterisk, and then I'm going to close the quote because I'm looking for the first brand starting with R. I'm going to click in the lookup array box. So I have to provide the data range. So my lookup array is going to be this range from C2 to C23. My return array is going to be the exact same range because it's going to return the first brand starting with R. So I'm going to click in the match mode box because I am doing a match mode example here. And then I'm going to put in a number 2 over there because I am doing a wildcard match over here. So I'm going to click OK, and there it will return Roland. So if you run your eye down the column there, you can see the first brand that does start with the letter R is Roland. Let's look at the search mode. So you'll see that you have options here as well. So the 1, you can perform a search starting from the first item. This is the default. So basically it'll search from the first item downwards. And then you have a -1. You can perform a reverse search starting from the last item up. So with a VLOOKUP, you can only search down. And then you have the 2 and the -2. So these will also perform searches for you, but your columns has to be sorted in either ascending with the number 2 or descending with the -2. So I'm going to do an example here where I'm going to look for when Lee Davis's last order was, and I would like the XLOOKUP to return a date for me. So I'm going to select cell F5 and I'm going to type out equal X, and in the drop down menu I'm going to double click on XLOOKUP. I'm going to use the functions window to continue. So I'm going to click on FX, and in my lookup value box, I'm going to type out Lee Davis. I'm going to put it in quotation marks. So open quote, Lee Davis, close quote. So my lookup array, go and look for Lee Davis within this range over here from B2 to B23. I'm going to click in the return array box. I would like the XLOOKUP to return a date for me. So my return array is going to be from D2 to D23. And I am doing a search mode. I'm going to perform a reverse search starting from the last item up. So it will check the last date and work its way up. So I'm going to go to the search mode box and type in there -1. I'm going to click OK, and it will return 14 October 2020 over there. So if I look in this column here, I'm going to basically look from the bottom up. So there's Lee Davis. And if I line it up with the date, I can see that it is 14 October 2020, which is the last order that Lee Davis placed. So that is another benefit of using the XLOOKUP over the VLOOKUP. I can search from the bottom up. With a VLOOKUP, I can only search from the top down. So just to go over the benefits again from the start, I'm going to go back to the XLOOKUP sheet. So the first benefit is the fact that I can search to the left of my lookup column. The second benefit is I can have the XLOOKUP return a custom error message. The third benefit is I can have the XLOOKUP return more than one item. And the fourth benefit is the fact that I can manipulate the data range where I can insert or delete columns. And then the other two benefits is using the XLOOKUP with a specific match type as well as a specific search mode type as well. And there you go. That concludes the video. If you did find it helpful, if you did enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified for more.